So I'm outside today, not in my dark and dank basement. We are filling up pots to up pot the rest of our broccoli plants, some cauliflower plants, and I think that's it for today. I'm not really too worried about my tomato plants and pepper plants. They're still growing. They actually look really good. The tomato plants look awesome. They're getting so big. But right now my main focus are these cooler weather plants. So I want to get the broccoli and cauliflower finished. I already have the broccoli that I first transplanted up into bigger pots sitting on the porch right now. They've been outside all week just because we've had such beautiful weather. It's been in the upper 70s. It hit 80 yesterday, and it already feels like it's 80 degrees right now, and it's only maybe 9:30 in the morning, which I adore. I am a warm weather kind of person. I don't care for the cold weather. I definitely have been feeling the seasonal depression of being inside all winter. We live on a very busy road, so I apologize if you hear lots of vehicles going by. It's a very busy highway type of road. So we have lots of semis and big trucks and trailers going by at all times. So yeah, we are just filling these 4-inch pots.
Mama.
I'm filling up a bunch of them first so that I can just start transplanting.
Mama.
What, baby?
Mama.
Yeah, I see you. You're riding your bike.
Mama,
Bye, baby. And I did,
Bye, Mama.
bye, baby. I did repot some cauliflower, and I wasn't sure how they were gonna transplant. My broccoli did really good, but it's my first time growing broccoli and cauliflower from seed, so I wasn't sure how they would do, if it would stress them out too much. But they look like they're bouncing back really well. I don't have any out here right now. I just wanted to see these trays of cauliflower. Half of them are kind of falling over dead, so I wanted to get them out of here. They don't look like they were too thick when I planted them. I just threw seeds into an open tray just to see if I could get them to germinate this way, and they did really good. And I didn't go through and pinch any out. I didn't have to thin them at all, and they actually didn't come up too thick, so that's really good. And I think it'll probably be nice to do that instead of using 6-cell containers. But yeah, those roots are definitely getting long. But the cauliflower plants are looking really good, and I'm eager to see how they do in the garden this year. I always have to keep an eye on my son because I never know. He is so quick now. He was quick last year too, and I was very, very pregnant because I gave birth in May. And it was actually still pretty cool here at the time, so I didn't have to chase him around too much. And then she was born right before I planted in the garden, so luckily she was already here and taking lots of naps. But I had to run out in the garden early in the morning, and he would sometimes help me and then disappear, take off running, and I feel like that's going to be happening again this year, except we're going to have a 1-year-old as well. She's not walking yet, but she's very close. He was already walking, but yeah, I'm hoping she still takes pretty decent naps so that I can get out and water first thing in the morning, unless we set up some sort of irrigation system first thing, which would be really, really helpful, because sometimes those naps don't line up with watering first thing in the morning before the sun comes up. And I definitely have to make sure that I do because our garden is right in the middle of a field and gets full sun very, very early in the morning. So I want to make sure that I get them watered first thing. So hopefully that goes well for me this year.
Papa, Mama.
He's working.
No. I see Papa.
You do? Where?
What's the wood truck?
Oh, wood truck?
What that?
Eli started a new job driving and hauling logs. And sometimes we're lucky enough that he goes by and honks for Calhoun. All right, I think I'm running out of room here. I've got lots of pots in front of me. I'm just gonna start transplanting some of these. I'm gonna start with finishing these broccoli. Actually, these all might be cauliflower. These are broccoli. Okay, so these ones, they're getting massive. They're huge. They look really great. The leaves are turning purple and yellow. That just means that they needed some added nutrients. So I did order the blood meal and added that, and they're still looking really great. The dead leaves are falling off, and I don't see any more starting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these last two that I didn't get done into new pots. And I'm also super excited because these lavender are getting bigger and they're looking awesome, and I'm so excited. I haven't. You dirty? So I have 12 lavender plants, which is super fun. I'm so excited. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put them yet. I don't want to ever have to move them or anything like that, but I'll have to look and see what all they require as far as sunshine and shade. They might go in the perennial garden right in front of our house. I'm not sure. We'll have to look around and pick the perfect spots for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these last broccoli plants done, and then I'm gonna start working on the rest of the cauliflower. As many as I can get done today.
Mama.
Oh, baby.
This here. I get this. Mama.
See that? Looks good. Lots more room. Look at those roots. They're massive. There's so many roots there. It's so awesome. It's a good feeling seeing all of my hard work. I'm hoping that they do well in the garden. We also need to expand the garden. So last year, Eli built 2 raised beds, and then we did an in-ground bed for, so the first raised bed was tomatoes and peppers, and on one side I did snow peas and green beans. Where am I putting them? Oh.
Mama.
Oh, baby.
Mama.
I'm playing in the dirt. Is it nice and cool? It's okay. You can go play in the water after. And then I planted a couple of onion plants throughout all of the garden area just to try to grow some. We purchased all of our plants last year because with the move and with being pregnant, it was just too much because we moved right during seed growing, seed starting. right in April. We just celebrated our 1 year being here on April 8th, which is super exciting. It feels crazy to know that we've been here for a year now, and seeing all of the growth that's happened over the last year is really awesome. Yeah, you are clean. Good job, bud. So yeah, that first bed was a mixture of peppers and tomatoes, green beans and snow peas with a little bit of onion mixed in. The second bed was herbs. So we had thyme, rosemary, mint, oregano, and then I had broccoli, Brussels sprouts, with a couple of onions spaced wherever I could put them.
Mama,
What, baby?
Mama,
Oops. And then after that, we bought a tray or two of strawberries, which did really awesome. And they're already starting to come up right now. They look really great. Hopefully they were able to spread a little bit and grow new plants. And I'd like to add more this year because we eat a lot of strawberries. And I also want to start making some jams and jellies and strawberry preserves, strawberry barbecue sauce, stuff like that. But for right now, what we have is working for us. It's just getting to that sustainability area. I'd like to have enough strawberries to eat fresh and to freeze for the winter months. And with having 2 kids and another on the way, we want to make sure that we have plenty for everybody for smoothies and snacking, and also mixing into other things. And for my own records, I am growing the calabrese broccoli, or calabrese. I'm not sure how to say it. I'm guessing if it's French, then it's calabrese, but I do not know. It's fun because I reuse all my pots, and it's fun seeing which ones I used these for previously. There's so many different ones. This one is jalapenos, which I still need to start the seeds for. They're the non-spicy, mild jalapenos, which are so good for pickling. I remember the first year I was looking for jalapeno plants a couple years ago because I wasn't starting everything from seed. I was still learning, and I went to look for jalapeno plants, and the only one I could find at a Tractor Supply near us was the jalapenos. There was one plant, or 1 6-pack of them or something. And I figured I could try those. So I found a recipe for pickling them, and I made about 2 quarts of pickled diced jalapenos. And when I finally tried them, I think I ate them all in about a week. I was pretty disappointed that I only had that many to eat because I ate them so quickly. I was eating them on everything, not just tacos and enchiladas. They were so good. So I made sure to buy seeds the next year. I got them from Baker Creek, and they were very prolific, just like our regular jalapeno plants. And I was able to pickle a lot more, and I don't have any right now. I ate them all. But I definitely want to make sure that it's something that I would definitely grow every year.
Mama.
What, baby? Yeah, you have it. You put dirt in your wagon. Bye, baby. And I'm putting the last broccoli plant in. They have so much soil with them that it's filling the pots already. So I had to empty the ones that I had already filled. I guess I'm used to transplanting the tiny tomato and pepper plants. These guys are already pretty well established because I started them a little early. That's okay. I'm hoping that they still do well. So that's it for the broccoli plants. I'm going to start on these cauliflower.
See that?
Wow, yeah, you have your shovel? It's called a trowel.
No, that's right. It's called toy truck.
Yeah.
A tractor.
You hear a tractor?
No, a car.
That's a car.
A truck. A toy truck. A whole car. Toy truck. Car.
So yeah, we need to expand the garden this year so that I went through the first bed, the second bed, and then the in-ground was our squash and pumpkin and cucumbers. And then Eli, we always have sunflowers. Ever since I met Eli, he covered the entire front of his property with sunflowers, and it was so cool to see. I'd never seen that before. City girl. And he always saves the big heads and puts seed down from those. And so we made a whole separate bed just for those. And I made sure to leave the heads on the plants for the birds throughout the winter. And those are really pretty. If you're not able to start seeds and you have to buy plant starts at the store, the number one thing that I would say as far as advice to get the most out of your money is to look for not just the strong plants, but look at how many plants are in there, because you would think there's 6 spots right here, so there's only 6 plants, when in fact they still drop a few seeds in each one too. So if you look, there's 3 plants in one cell. 2 plants in one cell, and then 1 in each of these. So there's an extra 3 plants in this one. So you get 9, not just 6 plants. So that's good, just in case you have some that don't transplant well. Or if they all transplant well, you'll get an extra 3 plants for your money. And I think that's really a good thing to look for. Even if the plants are smaller than the other ones, you're getting extra plants. And if they all do well, then that's more that you're gonna get for your money. So that was the first piece of advice that I would suggest, is to just look for the cells that have more than 1 plant in each. Okay. And sometimes you don't find them, and that's okay too. Sometimes getting the stronger looking plants is the only option that you have. And that's better than having extra plants, is having the stronger ones. If the others look like crap. Some places just don't water good enough, or their seeds might not be that great. And all you have to do, so you see there's 2 here, you just take them and, what? Yeah? You're filling the hole? I see it. So you just take the 2 plants, make sure that you have a good grasp around the roots so that they each get a good amount of roots. And then you just gently pull it apart. It'll break the roots a little bit, but they'll bounce back and they'll grow. What, baby? I see it. I know. We're gonna have to get your pool out, fill it up with water so that it heats up with the sun.
Okay, Mama.
And of course, it's in the 80s this week, and then I think, so it's Friday right now, and then I think Sunday it goes back to the 50s for a couple of weeks, which is definitely a tease, but I'll take it. What, baby?
Mama.
What? You have dirt on your fingers?
Nope.
Nope. So sometimes the plants might be a little bit too close together to separate and feel good about. So I'll just leave them together and let them continue to grow that way, and maybe separate them a little bit later. Yeah, the chicken's making noise. She's about to lay an egg. And is anybody growing garlic this year? I'm so excited that we're finally gonna have a garlic harvest. I know I said before, but I'll say it again, we're finally gonna start our garlic, and we both said to each other, you know, you have to start in the fall. So we bought and planted about 600 cloves of garlic. And we both said this will probably be the year that we finally get to move, because we'd been looking for a property for 3 years. And we figured the year that we finally start garlic, we're probably gonna sell our house before we get a harvest. And we planted that September or October and sold our house in April, before they even came up, really. But that's okay. I would much rather, I told him, I said I'd much rather sell our house and move to our final property than get a garlic harvest. It'll happen in its own time, and we're finally here. We planted garlic last year. And it's coming up, it's probably about 3 inches out of the ground now, which is so exciting. It looks great. We got some heads of garlic from a friend of ours, and Yeah, you're tired? You need to drink some water. And I'm so excited to see how they turn out. Gotta go check on your sister soon. So I separated these two. This one has very little roots compared to this one. Hopefully it does well, bounces back. But I have so many cauliflower plants that I'm not really worried about it. If I lose a couple, it's just part of being a gardener. You lose some, you win some. And that's okay. I do wish that I had invested in more of the square-shaped pots because they fit into the trays so much better. I bought a bunch of these cheap round ones. They're great, but they're pretty flimsy, and it's hard to fit perfectly, a perfect amount into the seed trays. Right next to each other, so it looks a little wonky, but that's okay. It's a temporary home. Did you drink it? Yeah. Mommy's gotta go check on your sister soon. Make sure she's still sleeping. Usually if we're not in there making noise, she sleeps pretty well. Eli is cleaning out the cow barn. One of the last really nice days that we're going to have for a little bit. It's been in the 80s all week. Today's our last day of 80 degrees, so he is cleaning out the cow barn. There's probably about a good 3 feet of straw that's compacted down. So he just left our sliding door right there. And he just has to use the bucket to scrape it all up. And then he's moving it to a new compost pile off that way. Usually we clean out the barn as soon as spring hits. Usually it's not that bad because we've never had a cow or steers before. Usually we just have chickens in the barn. There you go. But now that we have these guys, we definitely wanted to get out here as soon as we could to get it cleared out, because it was a good, like I said, 3 feet of compacted straw that we used this winter for them to keep it warm and dry in there from all the snow that we got. And it was getting just too tall, and she is supposed to be having a calf within the next couple of months, so we wanted to get it nice and clean just in case her due date is when we expect it to be, which is next month. So yeah, we wanted to get it all cleaned out for them and put some new bedding down. So yeah, that's what Eli is doing today. He's cleaning that mess out and putting it all in a giant compost pile. A big new one for this year.